listen, if you are someone who hates playing against decks like Tron and you've never played Tron before, I would highly encourage you to pick up Tron and be the bad guy at least once in your life. It's almost therapeutic in a way to experience being the bad guy and playing the big unfair thing, and who knows, maybe you'll end up liking it. Yeah, infect sometimes absolute best draw kills on turn 2. Silly Glistener Elf. Fastest dab in the West, exactly. Oh, I should tweet that we're trotting people. That's what scares them the most, that they'll like it, right? I think half the people who really hate Tron, if they'd pick up Tron and play it, would probably enjoy just winning games. They're scared. They're scared that they're gonna like it. Look at that. Turn 3 Tron on the play. Let's do it. Turn 3 Tron, turn 4 Ulamog. Bring on the Jund. Bring out your Jund. Bring out your Jund. Yeah, that's my best piece of advice for people, especially when I hear people talk about Modern, is like, if you genuinely think a deck is so good that it should be banned, that probably means you should be playing that deck if you're playing to win. We'll die to Assassin's Trophy, right? I'm excited to play turn 3 Karn, turn 4 Ulamog, because that's just how this deck works. Yep, yeah, every day during the week, Monday through Friday, I'm doing a couple leagues of Magic Online, followed by 4 or 5 decks on Magic Arena. So you can find my schedule on my website. You can find the list of decks that we're playing today, my stream title. All standard on this channel gets played on Magic Arena. Yeah, Twitch gives you a pretty friendly remembrance. All right, let's just need a mine here. Mine. All right. Let the cantrips begin. Cantripping. Oh, would you look at that? Is that a good one, opponent? How does Ugin make you feel? Does he make you feel things? I hope he makes you feel things. Yeah, Allies was just one of those, this deck's too slow and fair for Modern. Just like, not good enough to grind through the discard decks, not fast enough to race the linear decks. Would you look at that? All right, so I think I'm starting with Ulamog here. It's like get my Stone Rain on. Welcome to Thunderdome. Enjoy your stay. Spatial Contortion's pretty okay here. Relic of Progenitus doesn't do much. Click submit. Click submit. Do I want Wurmcoil or Thragtusk? What do we think about Wurmcoil versus Thragtusk? Like, Wurmcoil doesn't block in this matchup. Yeah, usually they have access to some Stony Silence, that's fair. And like, Nature's Claim hits their Aether Vials too, which can be annoying. So I guess I should bring those in. Modern is very degenerate. I guess Gauge for Company is pretty reasonable too. That's fair. Need to cut 2 things here. Thrag's better against Path 2, that's true. This is too many cards though. This is 64 cards. As good as Ulamog was there, do I want to trim one? Maybe. This isn't a spatial matchup. Oh, it's good with their phantasmal images. Yeah, that's true. Right, I'd buy that for $1. Okay, let's do this. I don't know. Company tends to be one of their better ways to race us, so like Cage to stop Company seems fine. O-Stone out because of Selfless Spirit? Stop it. They don't always have Selfless Spirit. Wail doesn't exile cards that we care about, though. You're right that it exiles a lot of things, but... I like that there's people that want to cut Oblivion Stone against the creature deck in chat. Stop it. I guess you can manage to mess up Tron. Hey, Alex, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep that because it's just our best card in the matchup. Build around for Grand Lore Ward Rada after RNA brings Scroll Sport. Sounds good. Thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. I feel like I already shouted this, but Twitch says otherwise. Sometimes it forgets. Is there a reason Power Plant makes less mana than Tower? Yeah, because if Tron lands made 8 mana combined, things would be real messed up. You sideboard out your Tron lands when you play this deck? That's just giving the opponent a fighting chance, really. That bad control player, thanks for the 8-month resub, I appreciate that. Welcome back. Happy New Year, Ian. Do I want to shoot something here? Probably. I think it's the Thalia. She makes my Chromatic Stars a lot worse here when I don't have lands going on. Listen, don't hate the Tron player, hate the game, okay? That's all I'm saying. It's not Tron's fault that's obnoxious. It's Wizards of the Coast's fault for letting Tron be legal. So we shoot this in response to the Exalted trigger here, so that way we don't get attacked for anything. Spell Queller me, baby. This is a downside to killing the Thalia. There's some upside to just shooting the Noble Hierarch there as opposed to the Thalia, because like then they're pretty far off of Collected Company since they're playing like a Thalia Coco combo deck. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move along. I probably should have mulliganed this hand. Just didn't quite do enough. Yeah, Allies just isn't quite modern power level. Aggro decks that kill on turns 4, 5, 6 on average just tend to be a little bit too fair for the format in my experience. The aggro decks in modern need to have like the almost always dead by turn 4, sometimes dead on turn 3. I think Allies is probably more of a usually dead by turn 5, sometimes dead on turn 4. This hand needs a Tron piece, but it's got a cantrip in it. It's got 2 of the 3, so like Karn on the play, we've got a removal spell even if we miss having Tron on 3, so pretty reasonable start here. Get some looks at Ancient Stirrings and stuff like that here shortly. Yeah, mulliganing's a big part of Tron for sure. Just gonna go ahead and kill this. Just keep their pressure off. Angrath is $20. That's a weird way to say 1 wild card. That's my favorite part about Arena, just like being insulated from MTG Finance nonsense. What's going on, Melbot? Thanks for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I didn't play the Canopy for the card draw there because they have a Thalia in play, which means even if I hit Tron on turn 4 after cycling the Canopy, I can't play the Karn. So like cycling the Canopy doesn't get me anywhere faster. And like this is again why like Tron's just like not super interesting. Like the games you win are uninteresting and the games you lose your deck just like doesn't do anything. Oh look, we drew a thing. Yay, things. Would like 1 mine, please. All right, 1 Ugin the Spirit Dragon, then we're back in it, baby. Do 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 do. So we're going to 8 here. I have to Karn Liberated a Lord here, so I'm gonna be dead to a Selfless Spirit. Or a Rattle Chain, sorry. Ugin. Alright, I'm not dead on board. What do I wanna get rid of here? It's probably just Supreme Phantom. Just like hope to run some live ones off the top of the deck here. They can't Collected Company to me next turn because of their Thalia combo. Unless they draw a land, which they missed on a land drop for a turn, so they'd have to draw 1 this turn. So we're looking for an Ugin or an Ulamog here. All of our various cantrips are shut off because of Stony Silence. All right, our companies are live, which means we could die even if we hit Ugin this turn. Yay! Interesting magic, yay! Just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. There wasn't really much I could do this game, but I definitely could have mulliganed more game 2. Definitely could have mulliganed more game 2. Hey, Catonic Walrus, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Look at that, up to almost 900 folks for Modern. It's a good number of people for spreadsheets. How we doing this morning, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for dropping in. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. I do this full time. If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support. Past subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there with them. Neo makes wonderful candy-flavored protein bars. Using code Hoagland at bit.ly/Hoaglebar, you can save 10% on all of your orders with them. Hurley Burley Studios does wonderful professional Magic the Gathering altars. You can save 10% on your order of custom altars with them by using code Jeff10 and hurleyburleystudio.com. Hey, Dralion, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. And of course, BCW provides high quality sleeves, deck box, and all sorts of other gaming accessories. And this is the last day for their holiday special. So using code JeffHolidayStream at bit.ly/BCW sale, you could save 20% on all of your orders there with them. We are 0-1 in this league with Tron to start things off. So let's head down on into our second match and see how this goes. Thanks for the biddies, Hurley. The altarist herself. Well, I mean, you could argue that one of the reasons why Tron is so hated is because of the uninteresting games it generates, whether it wins or it's losing, right? Like that game we lost, we just like really didn't do anything, right? And like the games you win, your opponents don't really have anything to do against you. You just like kind of lose because their cards are good and they came together. One of the reasons why Tron is such a despised deck in Modern is because the axis on which you have to interact with this deck are extremely narrow. There isn't good land destruction in this format because good land destruction makes worse games of Magic than Tron generates on average. And like they try and they try and they try to print cards, you know, like Damping Sphere and like Alpine Moon, but at the end of the day, all these hate cards for Tron are just cards that die to Oblivion Stone, so like they end up not doing a whole lot. The old natural Tron Seer. Who paid for us to win games at Modern? What's going on, Great Stoney? Thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Happy New Year, Brecken. Thanks for the biddies. I appreciate it. It's like some kind of as foretold living end deck here. With main deck Fulminator Mage. Yep. Stone Rain me, daddy. Lashway, thank you for the 10-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Sometimes they want it more than you, chat. Sometimes they want it more than you. And this is the other thing too, right? Like nothing screams welcome to Modern. Like show up with the tier 1 deck and just like run into the person playing main deck Fulminator Mages. Like, yep, this is what I signed up for. They're playing a Cascade deck? They're just playing Esper Living End? Interesting. All right, well we're super dead. Welcome to Thunderdome. This might be a real short Tron league, which would be good. Get to move to video games real quickly. I always have mixed feelings when we like get dumpster, 'cause it's like, well, I got a deck out of my queue quickly, but at the same time I set a pile of money on fire. So it's like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other type feelings. Walking Ballista seems pretty bad here. Oblivion Stone seems great. Spatial Contortion is not what I wanted. I want a Warping Wail though. That counters Living End. Grafdigger's Cage does not stop Living End, and it does not stop Cascade, so don't bring that card in. In a way, Serpy Boy. So like, put these towards standard elves. Will do, Milbot. Thanks for the support. So, in a way, so like, whenever I play a deck that loses money, you have to keep in mind that like, if it was just bad, I could have been playing a deck that didn't lose money. So like, it technically still ends up with me being down at the end of the day. This hand's not amazing, but it sets up for Tron on turn 4 with an Oblivion Stone, so I think that's fine. The opponent's also playing, like, land destruction, so, like, having a redundant tower isn't the worst either. Is Aristocrats in the Modern? No. Well, Aristocrats isn't a deck in Modern, so I don't know what you mean when you say Aristocrats. So, there's a deck submission forum on my website. You are welcome to submit decks through there, and I will let you know whether or not there's something I'm willing to play after looking at it. Wesselmose the second, thank you for poking in and shipping that Prime this way on top of your normal sub. I appreciate the support. Towards Legacy, Esper Ninjas, moving to a different time zone for work soon, getting the viewing in while I can. Thank you, Psycho No Boss, for the biddies. Happy to get that bumped up for you. Grab one of our 2 missing Tron pieces here. So worth noting here that because my opponent's playing a Cascade deck, that means there's no 1 or 2 mana spells in their deck almost certainly. So we'll see if they've got a Fulminator Mage next turn or not. Not that it matters in the spreadsheets, but I did kick my stream FPS up to 60 to see how it was going to handle. I think it's doing okay. CPU doesn't seem to be maxing out. Haven't had any encoding issues. We'll see how that goes for Arena. Should make the animations in Arena a little bit smoother for folks. So they're like putting 2 dorks into play here, but like I just get to play Oblivion Stone next turn and kill them. So like, what's the big deal? Actually, I think I'm just gonna pass here and like take this hit for 9 and then end step Oblivion Stone so I can untap with an empty board. Peace, Wessels. Thanks for the support. It's time for me to be safe and not go it alone without my sword. Borin Damas, thank you for the 12-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. I knight thee, defender of the realm. Go forth and protect us from Twitch chat. Don't they play Stifle Bird? I guess they could, theoretically. Fulminator me, baby. Alright, alright. Clean it up. Alright, so grab another power plant here. Probably dead if they have another Cascade card. So I get to flip Fulminator Mage back into play and Stone Rain me again. Single is not modern legal. All right, I'm gonna play the third one with Tron just because, but you know, and this is why when people ask me at the end of the day, just like, should they play the stock good deck in Modern or should they play the deck that they enjoy playing? My answer is almost always you should just pick up the deck that you enjoy playing and show up with it, because even when you play this, just one of the accepted better decks in the format, Sometimes you just run into people with main deck Fulminator Mages, or you run some bad beats. You're still just gonna 3-2, 2-3, not cash occasionally, so... Just how it goes. Main deck Blood Moon actually isn't very good against Tron, because decks that play Blood Moon tend to accompany it with a very slow clock. Hey, Houghton, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Yeah, Panza has a... Panza actually doesn't have an unlosable Tron matchup, just because some amount of the time Tron's on the play and just, like, does Tron things and runs away with the game. It's a very, very real thing that happens. Yep, yeah, we got super fulminated by the Esper Living End deck. Sand just doesn't do anything. It has lands and spells, but doesn't have a way to assemble Tron in any meaningful manner. And like double Ulamog in the opener is pretty bad. Sand's fine. That does not provide green mana, so let's bottom that. We find a star or a sphere on one. We have Tron on turn 3 guaranteed. Happy New Year, Kryptonite. Happy New Year to everybody. Got almost 1,000 people in here, which is pretty good for Modern in the morning. If you're a fan of Magic Online and Magic's non-rotating formats, we do Modern or Legacy every single morning here during the week. So Monday through Friday, you can find me playing Magic Online with Modern or Legacy. Usually start about 9 a.m. and we go till about 11 or 12, depending on how the two leagues that we play go. Then we move right along to Standard on Arena to follow that. Am I a New Year's resolution kind of guy? Nah. I don't make promises I can't keep, which includes promises to myself, so I don't need like a new year starting to make me like try and make a life change. If something needs to change, I'll change it. Opponent's playing blue-red Delver, looks like here. Which everybody knows is the best deck in Modern, so we probably can't win. The blue-red Delver deck actually top-8'd the Moto PTQ last weekend, which was a 340 player event, so pretty large tournament. Yeah, looking close to the wizard list I retweeted. They're a Delver flipped, they're playing it wrong. I mean, you could argue they're playing it right? We're probably dead here, honestly. Guess it depends on their hand. They could have nothing. They could have nothing. Cast Oblivion Stone. Scale of 1 to dead, where are we at? Checking out their options. Mismatched ops. What a savage. Have a little respect for the game, opponent. Would I consider myself to have invented the Wizards decks? No. I think claiming ownership or like saying that you invented a specific deck idea is borderline idiotic. I think Magic's a game with a finite number of playable cards, even in a format like Modern, and like trying to say that you're the only possible person that could have thought of these combination of cards is kind of silly. I would claim I'm someone who spent a good deal of time optimizing the Wizards deck in Modern. So I did invest a lot of time in it. I would say I popularized the Wizards deck in Modern. Those are things that I would lay claim to. But I think saying that I invented it is just some nonsense. So this Oblivion Stone is going to trade 1-for-1 with this Insectile Aberration, and by that I mean it might not even do that, because they could have what's it called? They could have Nimble Obstructionist here. Happy New Year, Project Swamp. That's a good one. Let's move 5 mana up still. So after they Stifle Bird the Oblivion Stone, now they have a Vapor Snag in their hand, so I don't really want to slam the Wurmcoil into the Vapor Snag. So my plan here is to blow up the Oblivion Stone on their turn. They'll Stifle Bird us. We'll take 3 down to 8. I'll untap and play a huge Walking Ballista. We're currently 0-2, Tannen. Wow, the tap out for Wizard's Lightning seems pretty good for me here, because it means they can't Stifle Bird me. So let's just go ahead and do this now. Remember, just because your thing is an instant speed doesn't mean you have to do it at instant speed. It's just like, get it in while the getting is good. We could get burned out here. Like, if they have a regular bolt in their hand here too, they like bolt us to 5 and then like attack us for 3 and then could kill us next turn. So they definitely have a series of cards that get them out of this here. Remember, the blue-red Delver deck is basically a glorified burn deck, so between Snapcaster Mages and Wizard Lightning and stuff like that, you can burn people out. No play is really good for us, obviously. So do I jam Walking Ballista? Or do I play the Wurmcoil and just play through these Vapor Snags? They have Vapor Snag and 3 cards I don't know here. I think I'm just supposed to work through the Vapor Snags. I could do both, that's fair. Yeah, I think I like that actually. Let's just do both. That's a good suggestion. This runs into Mana Leak now, but we're going to get Mana Leaked at some point with the Vapor Snag and other things. So let's just head to the Space Jam here. Now, I think 3/3 Walking Ballista is ideal, because then it gets to block Mutavault instead of having to remove counters to shoot it, because I really don't want to take a hit from Mutavault this turn. That's not good for me. It's going to be a Snap Vapor Snag. We're actually dead to Snap Vapor Snag, right? Because it puts us to 6 and they can attack with the creature lands. Obviously we lost. Yeah, I should shoot them for 2. The 2 points probably doesn't matter, but we're actually just in here. Vapor Snag the Walking Ballista implies that we're probably just dead. Maybe I'm supposed to shoot them for 3 so I can go to 1, but then like I'm still just like pretty dead to the board. Spicy Tuna is blue-red aggro, It's mono blue aggro with a red splash. So Thragtusk is great here. Spatial and Warping Wail are fine. Dismember is probably a little bit clunky. Ugin is great. I got Relic. Yeah, it only impacts Snapcaster Mage. It's a little bit slow otherwise. I'm gonna make one more Jameer alone. Thank you for the 9-month resub. I appreciate the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Happy New Year to you. I mean, like, remember, chat, sideboarding's a 1-to-1 process here. So, like, I'm already at 61, so, like, if I want to bring more cards, then I need to cut other things. And, like, Thought-Knot Seer doesn't block meaningfully in this matchup, so I don't think it's worth bringing in here. Need one more trim. Oblivion Stone's a little clunky because they have Dimple Obstructionist. Let's trim that. Cut a land. Well, I think I want the Ghost Quarter because they have a bunch of creature lands. I usually wasn't cutting lands on the play with this deck. On the draw, cutting a land is fine, I think. Yes, yeah, this is the last Modern League before Standard. You can always see the decks that I'm planning to play in, the order I'm planning to play them in the stream title. You could generally find deck lists for most things in the deck queue as well. Just trim a mine and only taps for 2 mana. Exactly. Got it all figured out. Nah, if we lose this, we're moving on to the format where there's not Tron lands and brutality. This format's quite literally more brutal than Standard because there's collective brutality in it. Warping Wail isn't that good against Wizards. It's definitely worse than Spatial Contortion. How close is Temur Amulet to Esper? I don't know because we haven't built it yet. Am I getting Spell Pierced? Rejected. Yep. Woof. Woof. Remember when people thought me getting to play Tron was me getting paid to win matches of Magic? Apparently we need to play Jeskai to win matches of this format. Karn got thoroughly dunked on. Playing KCI on Magic Online is super miserable. Alright, so we lose Oblivion Stone here, because otherwise that kills their board. We do get to spatial one of these at least though, so that's nice. There are decks you absolutely won't play on stream. Yeah, there's decks that cost more money than others. But I'm what I like to refer to as a realist, so yeah, I'll play anything for the right amount of money. It's just some decks I charge more for than others. I think I'm supposed to Spatial Contortion here. I could like Karn plus, but I don't really want to take 6 from these 2 flyers. Lantern's $1,000 for $100, just so it would make me play Lantern almost every day. Yeah, most people who tell you they won't do something for money just haven't been offered enough money to do that thing. What's going on, Major Pain? Woof. All right, I do get to do this at least. This is likely the list that top 8'd the Moto PTQ, because that list had a Maybe I'm supposed to get a Horizon Canopy there rather than Sanctum. That list had 1 cryptic command in it. So we're ahead at the moment because we're still at 14 here, but they could definitely hit a good series of draws and beat us. Scrying for Sanctum first, because I wanted to be able to Warping Wail the Vendilion click if the Karn didn't resolve. Well, that anniversary is not for like a month and a half, Jace, so I'm assuming he will. But it's going to be a hot second before that gets here. Ye of little faith. Oh, they have another click. Gross. As if people thought there could be any other outcome here. Trigger. Opponent figuring out their options over there. What you got? What you got? What you got? What's going on, Jace? Yeah, the delay should be pretty low if your internet is good. Switches low delay options, usually like sub 5 seconds. It's Snapcaster Mage. They have Snapcaster Mage, they can snap rejection here, and that'll be very good for them. If it lets them counter our spell, remand, also decent. I think I'm actually just gonna go ahead and play this Walking Ballista out for 2. Yeah, I boarded out Ulamog because it's usually a little bit awkward. Maybe I'm supposed to keep 1 in. I missed 2 points of damage there because I auto-passed. The reason I did not shoot them for 2 in response is I pressed my auto-pass hotkey after casting that. For those that are wondering. Yep. So this one will get Horizon Canopy. I mean, anybody who thinks that is good game by any means, just like, has 0 experience playing with or against Tron. My opponent has no pressure in play. You don't beat Tron by countering all their things. This is a deck that's just like full of big, giant, stupid things. You beat Tron by putting pressure into play while doing that, and they've not put a clock into play. Like, if they even just, like, had a Snapcaster Mage in play here while they were disrupting us, like, we'd be pretty dead, but, like, the fact that they don't have that means that we're still in a pretty reasonable spot. Like, even just this, right? Just, like, threat here as the last 2 draws. I'm gonna hold on to this Walking Ballista. I'm not gonna run another one out here that just dies to a burn spell. It feels like they overboarded. No, disagree. Sometimes you just don't draw your threats in the opponent's deck. It's just how it goes. They likely, if they cut creatures, they likely overboarded. But in my experience playing the opponent's archetype, you generally have a lot of like things like Wizard's Lightning and stuff that you board out. Yeah, they're running a bunch of creature lands. They've only drawn what, 2 creatures in 22 cards, which is pretty unfortunate for them. Resolved card here should be the end of the game. We're just gonna devour their hands here. Yeah, nice mana leak. Cards. Things that have diminishing return for 100. Karn's a hungry boy. I think going back to Shadows of Innistrad would be sweet. I really like that set. I love Elder Deep Fiend. I love Bant Tameo. A lot of sweet ones in there. Well, I guess I should just get Ghost Quarter there for when they do eventually draw a creature land. Rude. If we go back to Innistrad, we get to play with my favorite creature, Tireless Tracker. That's true too. Wow, hello there. Thanks for the 6 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Going back to Shadows gives us Delirium stuff, right? So we would get Eldritch Evolution and Traverse the Elvenwald. And as someone who's a sucker for toolboxes, I would like to play with both of those cards. It's like emptying their hand here in response. I dig it. Happy New Year, Technopunk. Thanks for the half a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Go. I mean, you can ban cards, Dougie. Modern had a ban list to start. The new format can have a ban list to start. I assume they're gonna attack us for 3 here. And just ignore the card. Well, I guess the card can restart the game. Restarting the game doesn't really do anything though, right? I don't think I need to restart here. I think if I take a card out of their hand, I get to play the Walking Ballista and then be okay here. Like, obviously they could have a burn spell, but I think the play to win line is take the card out of their hand and then play the Walking Ballista. Nimble Obstructionist, sure. Alright. Mana leak me, baby. Woof. Alright. Alright, we died. Yep. Well, we won 1 game. My favorite are all of the people in chat that don't understand how to detach from the results of the game. If you think I made the wrong play there with the Karn because I didn't restart the game, then that's being super results based. So again, having a Walking Ballista while I'm low there, I feel gives me a better chance than playing an entirely new game of Magic does. Also, for all of you results-based turds out there that want to feel smart and say, Jeff made the wrong play because he got, their last card was actually Nimble Obstructionist. So if I had restarted with Karn, they would have cycled the Nimble Obstructionist to counter my restart trigger. So that also wouldn't have worked. So I guess I could have played the Walking Ballista in a way that allowed me to still have Karn up there. But then I play the second card and exile the thing, and then I still have a chance to die. Having a large Walking Ballista lets me close the game out in one turn. So basically the question you have to ask yourself there is, okay, I have to fade like one draw from my opponent. Like I'm sitting there at 5. So like if the card that they drew from cycling the Nimble Obstructionist is a blank, I then am very likely to win the game with a loaded Walking Ballista, as opposed to if I choose to play around these things. The most important thing you need to learn to get better at playing Magic is identifying the things that you can beat and identifying the things you can't beat, and then not playing around the things you can't beat. Because Magic's a game that has variance by design, playing Magic is often a series of percentage plays, and I felt that I wasn't going to be able to beat a counterspell, especially Snapcaster counterspell to put me dead on board, off of the Nimble Obstructionist cycle. So I played the Walking Ballista because that gave me the best chance to win, because if they just like drew a land there, I get to shoot their Vendilion Clique, be at 5, and have a giant Walking Ballista in play, which gives me a very reasonable shot. My favorite too are the people that are like, this deck is fine and nothing should ever be banned in Modern because it's capable of being beaten. Guess what? Splinter Twin lost games of Magic. Birthing Pod lost games of Magic. Summer Bloom lost games of Magic. Those decks still all got banned. Alright, anywho, onward, upward, backward, forward. We won one game with Tron. And as always, it's just a good reminder that when playing Modern and Magic in general, you should follow your heart. Don't play a deck like this if you don't really enjoy playing it, because you're not going to win that much more often with a deck like this than compared to, you know, a tier 2 deck or a tier 1.5 deck, whatever made up number you want to call your favorite pet deck. At the end of the day, Magic's got a lot of variance in it. So without further ado, let's move on from playing this application and play some video games, shall we? I'm down for some video games.